I know there actually has been a totally separate episode of this episode or of this show kind of dedicated to my love for my dogs, but I do have some serious guilt when I leave them, when I go shoot a wedding for 12 hours or do a show halfway across the state and I have to have somebody watch them. Because I feel guilt for a couple different reasons. One, typically I'm bringing them to my parents' house. And there are some health issues that make it a little bit difficult to watch my dogs sometimes. So I can't always rely on them as much as I love to. And my dogs love their grandparents and their grandparents love their grand doggies. But it's not the most convenient to always bring them over there and have, my mom and dad watch them. So there's guilt there, but also even when I leave for work for a 4 or 5 hour day, I'm like, I can't get them off my brain because I know they're just in the bedroom, just shut, and they have access to water and they have access to a bed and it's cozy in here. But I just think about Gus's past, and Gus was a bit of a trauma dog. I rescued him when he was like 4 or 5, covered in scars, scrawny little body. He was the runt of a litter. He was raised in a home where there was fighting pit bulls. And he's had such a tough life. And ever since he's been with me, he's been the most spoiled that a dog could be. And so when he's not being spoiled, I start to feel bad. So I think about him being lonely, thinking like, oh my God, my dad's going to leave me forever again. I'm going to have to go back to the shelter and live out my last days as an unwanted senior dog. And then I think about Judah, who's just been with me every second of every day since she was born. And honestly, since I became I don't want to use the word spiritually aware, self-aware still doesn't feel like the right word, but since official adulthood, she's been with me forever, every step of the way. I got her when I was 18 or 19. I think I got her right before I left Live for Tomorrow, actually. So way to go, Judah. You did that to me. Thanks. The last 10 years have been great because of you. I don't know. I just feel some guilt when I leave, and I shouldn't, because they're well loved, well taken care of. They're always in good hands. I never take them to like a boarding facility. I always either have friends come take care of them. They stay with my roommate, or I drive them an hour and a half away so that they can go stay with my parents, because that's how much I love these little bastards. But literally all day yesterday at the show, I was like, how are my dogs doing? Are they okay? And I knew that my roommate had let them out. I knew that he had fed them. I knew that everything was totally fine, and they were fine, and I was fine, and it was fine. But as a person who knows almost 100, well, not almost 100, I hate that I'm cutting myself off right now, because I am pretty positive that I'm 100% certain that I don't want children. And I hope one day to surgically assure that I do not have children. But, for the time being, these guys are kind of my kids. They're the closest thing I'll really ever have to having children, if all goes according to plan. And I'm sure to those out there listening who have both pets and dogs, or pets and children, think that like, oh, you'll never know. It's not the same. Children are children. Pets are pets. They're totally different. Yeah, I get that. That's why I don't want kids. I almost hardly wanted dogs. I mean, I've always loved dogs and wanted dogs, but I did not know, getting into it, the true, real severity of the responsibility of dog ownership. 10 years of vet bills, 10 years of every month buying food, figuring out how the hell I'm going to get to and from work or a project or somewhere locationally, and I can't bring them with me. Logistically, it's just a very difficult thing to own a dog. And I'm pretty positive that once these guys go, I will still need some sort of companionship. And I imagine that I'll probably have a pet. But that pet might be a fish or a cat. A cat at the most. I think that for a while, that these guys set the bar high enough for me to be good for a little while after they pass. And I know that some people actually criticize me for talking about the death of my dogs so casually. Because Gus is 12, Judah's 10. You know, they're not spring chickens, but I don't think they're, while I don't believe Gus is long for this world, I think he's still got a few years left in him. And so, you know, I don't talk about my dog's death like, ooh, fingers crossed, can't wait. Because I will be devastated. It will, and I don't mean to use this word lightly, but it will probably traumatize me. It will be my first death of my own pet. You know, we've lost family pets or whatever. But I've never been there for putting a dog down. I've never been there when a dog was killed in an accident or something and I had to see or find them. I've been so lucky to have genuinely pretty healthy, pretty much well-behaved dogs. And it's kind of gone off without a hitch for the most part. I mean, obviously there have been the most stressful days and nights and weeks because they're pissing me off. Or, you know, I had an ex that actually didn't like my dogs, and so it became kind of an argument for us in the household every day. So, you know, they cause me stress. They cause me anxiety. And sometimes I want to skin them and turn them into footstools. But genuinely, I would not have it any other way than the way I've had it for the last 10 years with Judah and 6, 7-ish years with Gus. And I don't really think, I know every person believes that their kid is the best kid and every person believes that their pet is the cutest pet. But I think I hit the jackpot with these guys, and I don't know that I'm really ready to press my luck again.